They're a kind of new Tracy and Hepburn. Sandra Bullock and Hugh Grant joining forces for a witty and rollicking romantic comedy opening Friday called 2 Weeks' Notice. In it, they play rivals who become inadvertent allies. She's a tough lawyer who suddenly sees him through the eyes of love and, well, beer and champagne.
Oh, yeah. I am really good at that.
You might be lousy.
No, believe me, pal, you should be so lucky because this, the lawyerly exterior, don't let that fool you because inside I am like a complete animal. Like bobcat, it's scary.
It might be.
No, I can bend like a pretzel.
If you chose the girl for him, would you choose the same one he would choose, you think?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You wouldn't trust her to do this? You could be honest about
I find she chooses rather slutty girls, whereas I like very refined, intelligent women.
Yeah. From the library, if at all possible.
If possible. Yeah. With little Kleenexes put up their cardigans.
They exchanged jokes with the speed of professional boxers. But for this project, Sandra Bullock was not only Hugh Grant's co-star and pal, she was also his boss, producer of the film.
Well, I think those are the two forces that fight within Sandy. There is this dynamic producer, career girl on the one hand, and on the other hand, there's this little sort of fluttering girl. We've been trying to bring out more of the girl, haven't we? We've been working on your womanhood.
We have been working on my womanhood.
She feels that I'm more woman than she will ever be.
True. But for all their racy banter, when I asked them to select the most romantic scenes in any movies ever, the ones they chose were chaste. So your most romantic movie scene ever, which is?
In Brief Encounter, it's very, very British Brief Encounter, and Trevor Howard's having an affair with Celia Johnson, and she's married, and they end up going boating together on a lake, and I think they get quite wet, and they end up in the sort of boathouse, drying themselves by the fire. And there's a silence, and then he says, "You know what happened, don't you?"
Yeah.
She says, "Yes."
Yes, I do.
I've fallen in love with you.
It's fantastic.
Do you have an all-time most romantic scene in any movie?
I think it was in An Affair to Remember, the original, where they were on the boat, and they were dancing, but he slid his hand under her coat, just to sort of, and I thought at that time, we just assumed nobody had sex in those days, but it was incredibly intimate and beautiful, and just that he didn't want to be on the outside and that he slid his hand under her coat, I thought was really...
Yeah, I don't like to think about them actually having sex, because they're dead people now. I find it upsetting.
Hello.
Ah, yes, I'm glad you're up. I didn't want to wake you. I just felt like a chat.
In the film, Grant's hilarious, womanizing mogul grows so dependent on Bullock he can't make a move without her. And they're falling in love, neither willing to say a word.
As you get older, I think you become more fearful in taking a chance. I think sometimes the more you think, the less you allow yourself to feel. And I think that was the case with her.
A moment of thoughtfulness, but in just a flash, it's back to Burns and Allen, Tracy and Hepburn, the dueling pals. Last week, I asked Hugh Grant, did he know what Sandra Bullock would say about why he's never gotten married?
She has a very low opinion of my attitude to women, which is not at all matched by the reality. I'm extremely interested in deep relationships and in what women are like on the inside. She thinks I'm too superficial when it comes to girls.
How well does he know his pal?
I think he would like to try to make a good husband. I think he would be a really good father. I think he would be an exceptional father.
I have frequently voiced the opinion to Sandy that I'm ready for this moment
no, but
to
you
get married. And you laugh openly in my face.
Because you say you're ready to mate.
To breed.
He just hasn't found a woman that matches your intelligence and your wit and your charm and your needs.
Well, I have become needy, that's true. I think the older men get, the more needy they become. I have to have certain things. And I am worried about that in terms of how anyone could ever deal with that. If I don't have my foam pillow, I get very unpleasant now.
Oh, what a guy with his foam pillow.
If the movie is half as much fun to watch as watching the two of them together, it must be terrific.
Very smart dialogue. Very fast and smart dialogue, both there and in the movie again. It's 2 weeks' notice, and it opens Friday, and it's funny.